For over 2 decades, one question has haunted every One Piece fan. What is the One Piece? The treasure that Roger laughed at, the legacy that Joy Boy left behind, the secret that the world government fears more than anything else. But before we begin, let me be clear. Some of these theories are wild, some are heartwarming, and some might actually be exactly what Oda has been planning all along. So buckle up. Theory 1, the Devil Tree. Let's start with something that connects to the very foundation of One Piece's power system, devil fruits. According to a theory by Reddit user Anima4, the One Piece could be the Tree of Life itself, the original source of all devil fruits in the world. Now, think about it. We know that devil fruits reincarnate when their users die, appearing in random fruits across the world. But where did they come from originally? This theory suggests that all devil fruits grew from a single massive tree on Laugh Tale. This isn't just a random tree. It's connected to some of the most significant trees we've seen in the series. The Tree of Knowledge in Ohara, the Treasure Tree Adam, the Sunlight Tree Eve. What if they're all extensions of this original devil tree? And here's where it gets interesting. The theory proposes that the tree might actually be an extension of the Sunlight Tree Eve if its roots are long enough to traverse the inside of the planet. The ones who cultivated this tree and created devil fruits, either the Lunarians, those mysterious people who can survive in any environment, or Emu themselves. But here's the kicker. What if the tree is still growing a single, extremely powerful fruit that hasn't been eaten yet because it took 800 years to ripen? Imagine a hypothetical Mizu Mizu no Mi, a water devil fruit. If someone ate it, they could flood the entire world, destroying the Red Line and uniting all the seas. Think back to Giant Jack and Skypiea. That tree needed to be cut down to save the island. What if the same principle applies here? Cutting down the devil tree could mean ending the curse of devil fruits forever, bringing a new era of freedom to the world. The Roger Pirates might have laughed because they realized the answer was so simple, yet so impossible for them to achieve at that time.
Now, let's shift gears completely. What if the One Piece isn't a weapon or a historical artifact, but something that embodies pure joy? Reddit user Bakaho Katsuki proposed that the One Piece is a massive amusement park, created with the awakened power of the Nika fruit to look utterly ridiculous and wonderful. Remember Noah, that giant ship that was supposed to be Joy Boy's promise to the fishmen? This theory suggests that Noah's true destination wasn't just the surface. It was this amusement park on Laugh Tale. Think about what we know about the fishmen's greatest dream. They've always wished they could play in an amusement park with all other races as equals. Joy Boy's awakened Nika powers could turn imagination into reality. We've seen this with Gear 5. The ability to fight however he fancies, bending reality itself to match his cartoonish vision. What if Joy Boy used the same power to create an entire island that defies logic and physics? A place where everything is designed to make people smile. The Roger Pirates would have laughed not just at the absurdity of it, but at the beauty of it. After all their adventures, after all the danger and bloodshed, the greatest treasure in the world is a playground, a place where everyone can be free and happy. But Roger arrived too early. The fishmen weren't ready. The world wasn't ready. So he left it there, waiting for someone who could truly fulfill Joy Boy's promise. And who better than Luffy, who brings laughter and freedom wherever he goes? Theory 3, Uranus, the ancient weapon. Let's talk about power. Real, world-shaking power. Reddit users Arcade Theater and TK Nation 007 have proposed that the One Piece is actually Uranus, the only missing ancient weapon capable of destroying the Red Line and literally turning the world upside down. But here's the twist. Uranus isn't a ship like Pluton or a person like Poseidon, it's an egg. Yes, you heard that right. Remember that mysterious egg on Roger's ship? The one we saw during the Odin flashback that nobody's ever explained? According to this theory, that egg is Uranus. The Roger Pirates laugh because they realized the ultimate irony. The treasure they had searched for their entire lives wasn't waiting for them at Laugh Tale. They had been carrying it with them the entire journey. Their mission wasn't to find it, but to deliver it to the final island for the next generation. But why did they laugh? Because it was still too early. The egg would take 20 years to hatch. 20 years until it would birth a mythical rock bird, a sky king, Uranus itself. The theory suggests that the egg may have been given to the Roger Pirates by Kozuki Toki, who carried it with her from the past. The rock bird went extinct during the Wars of the Void Century, but Toki preserved its legacy, knowing that it one day would be needed again. Think about the symbolism. 3 ancient weapons. Pluton, the ship that ruled
rules the seas, Poseidon, the mermaid princess who commands the sea kings, and Uranus, a bird that would rule the skies. Together, they could reshape the world entirely, destroying the Red Line, uniting all the oceans into one, creating the all-blue that Sanji dreams of.
Theory 4. Ball of Joy. What if the One Piece isn't a physical object at all, but an emotion? The One Piece is all of Joy Boy's endless joy, extracted from him at the time of his death using the Nikiu no Mi, the Pawpaw fruit. We've seen what this devil fruit can do. Kuma could extract pain, fatigue, even memories from people and manifest them as physical bubbles. What if someone with an awakened Nikiu could do the same with emotions? Imagine Joy Boy at the end of his life, knowing he had failed his promise, but refusing to let his spirit die with him. So he had someone extract all his joy, every laugh, every moment of freedom, every ounce of happiness he'd ever felt, and seal it in a massive bubble on Laugh Tale. The Roger Pirates found this bubble. They touched it, absorbed just a fraction of that joy, and it was enough to make them burst into uncontrollable laughter. The theory suggests that this joy is meant to be spread around the entire world, making everybody laugh together. Now let's get into the historical implications. What if the One Piece is the key to understanding everything about the Void Century? Reddit user Cules Americano proposed that the One Piece is the final Rio poneglyph needed to complete the puzzle and learn the entire true history of the world. We know that the road poneglyphs lead to Laugh Tale, but what if there's one more poneglyph on the island itself, the most important one of all? Here's where the theory gets wild. In order to be fully deciphered, all poneglyphs from around the world might need to literally be pieced back together, and the only person who could do that was Buggy with his awakened Bara no Mi. Think about it. Buggy can split anything apart, but the reverse would also be true. An awakened Bara no Mi could reassemble things at will. Roger and his crew laughed when they realized that Buggy, who had gotten sick and stayed behind, was actually the real key to the treasure. But here's an even deeper implication. What if the Rio poneglyph serves as an instruction manual on how to make devil fruit? That would explain why the world government has been desperate to prevent anyone from reading it. If people learned how devil fruits are created, the government would lose their monopoly on power. The true history and the key to the future, all locked in stone, waiting for someone to put the pieces together. Literally.
Let's circle back to something we've heard since the very beginning of the series, Binks Sake. This isn't just a pirate song. It's been woven into One Piece since Brook first sung it. And, according to Archer from the Library of Ohara, it might hold the answer to what the One Piece really is. The theory proposes that the One Piece is a large or literally endless quantity of sake left behind by Joy Boy, whose full name might have been Jaguar Binks. Binks Sake isn't just about sake, it's about Binks' legacy. This sake has been brewing for the past 800 years, slowly aging to perfection, waiting for the day when it could be drunk in a massive party that unites all races of the world as one big family. Think about every major arc in One Piece. What happens at the end? The Straw Hats throw a party. They celebrate with food, drinks, music, and laughter. What if that's what Joy Boy wanted all along? Just the simple act of bringing everyone together for the biggest party the world has ever seen. The Roger Pirates laughed because they understood the message. The sake on Laugh Tale, it's Joy Boy saying, when you get here, take a moment, drink, laugh, and then go out and share that joy with the rest of the world. Roger couldn't do it alone. He was dying, and the world wasn't ready. But he knew that someday someone would arrive who could throw that party. Someone like Luffy. Theory 7. Joy Boy's afro. Okay, this one is going to sound completely insane, but hear me out because YouTuber Dax Sake might be onto something absolutely brilliant. What if the One Piece is Joy Boy's afro? Yes, his hair. Stay with me. We've seen how powerful afros are in One Piece. Remember when Luffy fought Foxy and wore an afro? He became significantly stronger. It was treated as a gag. But what if Oda was planting seeds even back then? The theory suggests that Luffy needs to wear Joy Boy's afro to be recognized as Joy Boy reincarnate by Joy Boy's oldest friend, a gigantic 800-year-old island whale. Now, we know Laboon,
the island whale waiting at Reverse Mountain for Brook and his crew to return. But what if there's an even older whale, one that's been alive since the Void Century, one that knew Joy Boy personally and has been waiting all this time for him to return? This ancient whale would be powerful enough to tear down the Red Line, but it would only do so for Joy Boy, or someone it recognizes as Joy Boy's true successor. Here's the kicker. The afro might also hold all of Joy Boy's memories. By wearing the afro, Luffy wouldn't just look like Joy Boy, he'd inherit his memories, his knowledge, and his will. It sounds like the punchline to a joke that's been building for 25 years, and that's exactly why it might be true.
Theory 8. The memories. What if the greatest treasure isn't gold or power, but memory itself? The One Piece is the collected memories of the adventures of Joy Boy, the first pirate, and his crew. These memories could be preserved in one of two ways, either in a logbook, like the one Odin kept for Roger's crew, or in a ball of memories created by the Nikyu Nikyu no Mi, similar to how Kuma's memories were stored. Think about what this would mean. Every adventure, every battle, every laugh and every tear, every friendship forged and every enemy defeated, all of it preserved perfectly, waiting to be experienced by whoever reaches Laugh Tale. But here's what makes this theory special. It's not just a record of the past. Roger could have added his own adventures to this archive, and Luffy could do the same. It's a living treasure passed down from one pirate king to the next, preserving the memories of their journeys for future generations. All right, let's lighten the mood with what might be the most entertaining theory on this list. Reddit user Sakura Kiddo suggested that the One Piece is a One Piece swimsuit. Yes, really. A swimsuit that allows Devil Fruit users to swim in the sea, but here's why the Roger pirates would have laughed so hard. None of them had eaten a Devil Fruit. They found the ultimate counter to a Devil Fruit user's greatest weakness, and it was completely useless to them. Imagine dedicating your entire life to finding the greatest treasure in the world, risking everything, losing friends along the way, finally reaching the end of the Grand Line, and discovering that the treasure is only useful for people with a specific curse that none of you have. It's the ultimate cosmic joke. But think about the implications for the future. If Luffy found this swimsuit, he could finally swim. Sometimes the most ridiculous answer is the right one. And in a series where a man made of rubber is destined to become Pirate King, would a magical swimsuit really be that strange?
Thanks for watching this deep dive into One Piece theories. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more One Piece content. See you in the next one.